Are we live? Excuse me. All right. We are live. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Don't have any light. Okay. I need some light in here. Actually, what if I turn the camera a little bit? Oh, there we go. Never mind. Scratch that. We don't need to do anything. Okay. It's so weird looking at the camera. Yeah. First off, I have no beard. It's gone. All gone. Clean shaven mostly. We move. Today's stream, we're gonna try to breeze through this as quick as I can because I have no idea how long the stream is gonna go, but we'll see where it goes. We're gonna be talking about movies that came out from September to October of this year. Anything I've seen, anything like that. We got a lot to unpack. So we'll start off with The Conjuring: Last Rites. Start off there, I guess. Where do I start? So, The Conjuring. Personally, I'm not a big fan of The Conjuring. I don't care about it. I don't really get the appeal of it. The first movie's fine. I mean, it's probably the best of the series, honestly. Annabelle's just not great. Scary, but not great. Story-wise, kind of sucks. Acting's kind of mid. I'm gonna write home about. And this last movie in the franchise is no different. This one isn't a horror movie. It's more of a, like a family drama more than a scary movie. And I hate that. I hate when a horror movie gets really depressing. And that's what Conjuring Last Rites was. I have, truly no words. It's sad to think that a movie that made over $400 million in the box office, mostly internationally, is this popular, and I don't see the appeal. I'm not going to go too in-depth too much on this because this was a frustrating watch, mainly because pacing was just garbage. Not it. The acting was fine, nothing crazy. The visuals, the CGI is just whatever. I personally don't care for it. It's just mid. The first Conjuring's the best one. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's just not that enjoyable. I have nothing to prepare for from this. I don't care for it. I really don't. So yeah, 6 out of 10. I'm gonna move on. We got a lot of movies. We got Downton Abbey came out this month. Ugh. Do I care about Downton Abbey? Long Walk. Still have yet to see that. Actually, while I'm here, Long Walk. Excuse me. I have not watched it. However, for that movie, I'm going to announce it here, and I'll make an update video clarifying it more. I'm going to do a little stream where I'm on a treadmill, and for this movie, The Long Walk, I have to walk the whole movie on a treadmill. I cannot move. I cannot stop. I will only have this bottle of water. That's it. Maybe even an extra bottle or two. I don't know. It is going to be a painful watch for me. It's an hour and 50 plus, something like that. Maybe it's like an hour 40 plus. I don't know. But the whole movie, I'm going to start from the beginning of the opening credits to the end credits. Because from what I'm aware of, nothing happens at the end. But the ending's crazy. There's nothing after the credits, so that helps me out a little bit. But from the beginning credits right to the end of the last portion of the movie before the end credits roll, that's how long I have to last for walking on a treadmill. So that'll be a fun watch. With Spinal Tap 2, did not watch that. History of Sound, did not watch that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I missed. The Man in My Basement. Sus. Next, okay, we can talk about this one. Him. Wow, who was hyped about this movie? Probably a lot of people. Look, I know people are going to say the promotional material was a bit of a lie. Jordan Peele didn't really do the movie. The media marketing for this was so horrible. They marketed it as a Jordan Peele film, but it's just produced by Jordan Peele. It's not really his movie. Justin Tipping wrote a garbage script to a movie that had so much potential, but I understand why people would call this garbage. I personally sort of disagree. As someone who watches a lot of sports, football, basketball, I consider wrestling a sport. Uh, as someone who watches a lot of physical combat sports and even MMA, I get why this movie would suck, but I mean, it revolves around like a cult, like all the blood transfusions, like steroids, shit like that. Not really steroids, but I say blood transfusion because it's the word blood is kind of like super important to the movie. I'm not gonna go further in depth to that. Tyreek Withers did fine. Nothing, no complaints about it. Marlon Wayans did great. It's Marlon Wayans. I mean, come on, he's the GOAT. Um, the line "What are you willing to sacrifice?" is basically a meme now because everyone sacrificed themselves watching this movie, and it just kind of blew rocks. Again, I enjoyed it. I just think the marketing is a little bit misleading. I think that they made this a Jordan Peele film, and it's not a Jordan Peele film. So it's just kind of a disappointment. And I still enjoyed it, but because of the marketing just being kind of a lie, and thinking about it now, I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. I'm sorry. I enjoyed it at the time. Now, and now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, maybe there's some stuff that's a little bad about it. But I think the only acting I didn't like was Julia Fox being in the movie because Julia Fox was, "What's up, Mick?" Not a fan of Julia Fox. Get her off my screen. I personally do not care about her. Yeah, 6.5 out of 10 for him. What else we have here? A Big Bold Beautiful Journey. That's the rom-com, I think, with Margot Robbie. Didn't watch it. The Lost Bus. That's the Matthew McConaughey movie. Did not watch that. The Senior. Did not watch that. What is Swiped? What is this? No, Wikipedia, I do not want to donate your money. I do not want to donate money to you. What is this? Biographical film. Founder and CEO of Bumble. Why do we need an app? What do we need a movie about the app Bumble? It doesn't even work, at least to me. Waltzing with Brando. That's a Marlon Brando biopic. London Calling, The Summer Book, Doing It. I don't like that one. Screw it. Let's go to the next one. One Battle After Another. It was a movie. No, I'm playing. It's a solid movie. Solid pacing, solid editing, great camera work, actually. Phenomenal camera work. Writing wise, it's okay. I have a couple complaints. I'm going to spoil a little bit, so spoilers ahead. If you don't want to hear it, that's fine. I'm going to spoil it anyway. The portion of the movie I'm not the craziest about. There's a cult called excuse me. It's something revolving around Christmas and Saint Nick, aka Santa Claus, their Lord and Savior Santa Claus, of course. All hail Santa. No, I think they said Hail Saint Nick, something like that. Pretty sure that seems a little bit, Yeah. I can understand the theme of where they were going with that one. But all seriousness, most of the movie's pretty entertaining. Sean Penn is at what's up, PB Productions? What's good? Honestly, the acting from Chase Infinity is phenomenal. She deserves an Oscar nomination. Leo did great. It's Leo. I mean, come on, Leo. Everybody loves Leonardo DiCaprio. If you hate Leonardo DiCaprio, what's wrong with you? Anyway, I think he did great. I think that what's up, Logan Ash? What's good? Me personally, I don't know. I feel like Leo kind of underwhelmed a little bit in this movie. I think that Sean Penn is a show stealer. If you're a fan of his acting, congratulations. This is probably his best acting by far. He's probably going to win the Oscar for supporting actor. He's going to win it. I'm sorry. No one needs to win this. Sean Penn deserves it. Like, this is his best role by far. He's so corny in this movie, it just works. And I think what makes the movie more entertaining is that this is also Paul Thomas Anderson's best movie that I've seen, personally. Not crazy about most of his work, but this is by far his best movie that I've seen. And the acting's good. Really liked a lot of the pacing, and again, camera work was phenomenal. So just for that, I think the only underwhelming thing is just that Leo could have done so much more. But that was Review Twilight. Oh God, Why do you want me to review Twilight? I'm playing. I know people like Twilight. I'm not. Why would I do Twilight? Maybe an anniversary one. Maybe I'll think about it. I'll get back to you on that. One battle after another. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 9 out of 10. Solid movie. Definitely an Oscar contender. It's not my personal Oscar contender. I still think Sinners is the movie of the year, but this is definitely in the conversation. When I do my top 10 movies of the year, when we get to December, that movie's probably going to be up there. The list is like super small right now. There's only like a couple I actually think are top contenders. This is one of them. Gabby's Dollhouse, screw that. Strangers Chapter 2, screw that one. Eleanor the Great, don't know what that is. Don't care for it, unfortunately. And we're going to move on to October. Good job, September. I didn't watch anything. Well, just 3 things. What else we got? We have The Smashing Machine. This might be The Rock's best movie. The Rock usually plays himself. He usually plays himself in movies, right? Do I think The Rock should win an Oscar for this? He's up in the conversation. When I thought about watching Sinners, I thought Michael B. Jordan was probably going to be the winner. However, with this movie, Sinners, one battle after another, and what's coming up, my brother Woody, hey, appreciate that, Logan. Hey, Logan, I appreciate you. I know that's you. I appreciate that. I'll say this. The best actor race is already between 4 movies. Jeremy Allen White getting the okay reviews for the Springsteen biopic I heard about. You're not getting the Oscar, buddy. It's not happening. Sorry. If he gets nominated, I'll be happy. But I think I'm going to say the Oscar race right now is Smashing Machine for Best Actor. Excuse me. Sinners for Best Actor. You have One Battle After Another, and then you have Marty Supreme, which is coming up. Excuse me. Sorry, I got a couple burps in. Smashing Machine, though. Love the camera work. Love the makeup department for this movie. They did an amazing job. I appreciate that. I got to air dap you up. I think I'm going to go ahead and probably put my rating. This might be one of my favorite biopics I've ever watched. Like, this actually was, like, super entertaining. Really sad, but it's extremely entertaining. Did I put it as a colon? I did. Just in case. I don't know. Definitely one of my favorite biopics I've ever seen, but it's not my personal favorite, but it's definitely up there. I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10. My only tiny complaint, it's a little too long of a movie. That's my only complaint. Also, no Dana White. Only a mention of him in special thanks. Dana White literally helped kind of put Mark Kerr on the map with UFC. I don't know. Whatever. I mean, maybe he didn't. I don't know. We're going to move on. We have Anemone. No, thank you. Good Boy, that's the dog movie. I'm not going to watch that. It just seems sad. Bone Lake, I heard that's not great. Coyotes, what is that? Tron Ares. Look, we have our fun, right? But Disney, I'm gonna say something now. Nobody gave a crap about Tron Ares. Not one living soul gives a crap about Tron Ares. Not one. Do you know why this movie flopped? I'm going to tell you why. 15 years ago, you made an incredible sequel that people did not like. Or people didn't understand. Let me remind you that when Tron first came out, no one liked that movie to begin with. It had a legacy, pun intended. When Tron Legacy came out, we 2000s kids ate it up. And it was cinema. 15 years later, a trailer for this came out last year. Did I think this was going to be good? Absolutely not. I did not. I had no hope for it. I had no hope mainly because A, Jared Leto's in it. B, Legacy ended everything perfectly. You didn't need to continue the story, but you did. You somehow did it. I don't know how. And C, you're Disney. You're corporate. Stop it. Stop producing crappy sequels. Some of them are good. Most of them are crap. This is especially one of them. However, after watching this movie, I can confidently say it's not as bad as I thought, but it's still not a good movie. And Legacy is a million times better than this. To the people who hated Legacy, you have no brain cells. You do not know cinema. You did not watch this movie now. Because 15 years later, Legacy still holds up. The score is phenomenal. The camera work is phenomenal. The visuals are phenomenal. There is no movie like it. Disney made a cinematic masterpiece, and every adult in the 2010s hated it. I don't understand. You were a kid in the 80s. You should have ate it up. We did. We loved it. But with Tron Ares, who knows, Logan? Hey, who knows? Listen, I'll say this. Jared Leto heavily improved in this movie from compared to the other pieces of crap he's done, especially a certain Morbius. But other than that, this is his best acting. By far, bar none. Evan Peters did a great job. Boring in this movie, but he did a great job. You sort of continued everything from Legacy, but you left out one key important thing. Where is Sam Flynn? Where is Sam? Kevin Flynn's son is extremely important to the movies, and he's not there. Specifically Legacy. Where did he go? Is his character dead? Did his character die? Why? Where is he? Why did we need Nine Inch Nails returning? It's just Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. They just brought their band back together and said, screw it, we got to cook. You also kind of replicated Daft Punk's score. I almost said someone else. You replicated Daft Punk's score that was already spectacular. And while you made a great score, it's never going to touch Daft Punk. It never will. Never in a million years. Daft Punk was robbed of an Oscar nomination. And I stand by it. And Nine Inch Nails might actually get the nomination. Nine Inch Nails might get that nomination at the Oscars. Do I think it should? Probably, because it's Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. They're pros at this. They know what they're doing. Visuals are phenomenal. Sound design's phenomenal. Camera work is phenomenal. But while they're all great, the writing is horse duding. It is garbage. It is boring. All around boring. For the majority of the movie, I'm wondering, how did they bring the Master Control back? How were they able to continue a story that ended great and somehow continue it? There was no need to continue it. The movie is just all around confusing. It felt like watching... How do I put this? This is going to be a stupid comparison. This is like watching Mother with Jennifer Lawrence. But instead of it being about Christianity, this one's about, like, we got to really amp up on the light bikes instead of going into themes of Christianity. That's how I felt watching this movie. We really, like, put most of the budget on the light bikes, didn't we? And while the scenes are cool, and the whole grid looks incredible, the grid looked way cooler in the 2010s. I don't know. I'm old school, so I just really liked. I saw Tron for the first time, the old one, and I actually really did enjoy it. I don't know why people don't like this. Like, the first Tron is phenomenal, and for the time, it looks incredible. And I know Disney was on crack in the 80s. I just guarantee it. But something about this, there's something missing to it. I can't love this movie, but there's so much to love about it, but the story really hampers it down. The direction's kind of sloppy. All the technical people did a great job in this movie. I'm not going to discredit them. I'm discrediting everybody else in the writing department. You made a garbage movie. Congratulations. You made a boring story. I'm visibly surprised. Disney found a way to screw up an incredible movie and another incredible sequel to a piece of crap. I'm very surprised. And with that, I'm giving this a 5.5 out of 10. I am visibly surprised. All the praise I gave, and I'm just going to call it incredibly mid. Congratulations. Good job. Now, do I think it deserves an Oscar nomination for something? Absolutely. No question. Should it finally get visual effects nominated? Yes, of course. Please, do go by any means. That category is stacked this year. Especially sound, it is extremely stacked this year. We're all here for it. I cannot wait for the short list of Oscar nominations in December. I'm hyped. Maybe it might even be this month. I don't know. I will do a stream about it. We will talk about the short listing. It's going to be great. It's going to be cinema. And with that, we're going to segue into the next movie, Roofman. Now we can put on our glasses back. I just wanted to get all that rambling out. Roofman is a would rate it lower. I respect that. I respect it. Roofman. So this one was a little mismarketed. Don't worry. Don't worry. Oh, we're gonna get to Black Phone too. Don't worry. We're gonna do that one for sure. Roofman. So I love this movie. A lot of people think it's okay, but there are a lot of people who find it funny. I'm one of those people. Didn't care for the romantic aspect, but I knew Jeffrey Manchester was living like a secret love life from his ex-wife, and there was a whole thing when he was on the run. There's stories you could read about it. I didn't know much about it. The name sounded vaguely familiar. Like I was a little kid when the stories were going around, so I didn't really know too much. But I saw like Channing Tatum on the poster and said, "Yeah, I got to see this." And I saw a trailer of him in a freaking Toys R Us, so I was like, "I have to know where this is going." I love the movie. I think it should be a contender for acting. I think it should be a contender in set design. They made an entire Toys R Us. They redesigned an entire old Toys R Us. Good job. I actually heavily enjoyed Roofman, and it might be, even though the Ninja Market is a rom-com, one of my personal favorite comedies of this year. One of my personal favorites. And I'm going to be controversial about it. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Channing Tatum did it. I found my favorite movie with him in it. Now, I saw Blink twice. Didn't like it. This one, cinema. Kirsten Dunst, cinema. The rest of the cast, cinema. This whole movie, hysterical beyond all means. I think it's a movie that like people underestimated. People did not give it a lot of hype, and they probably won't. But if there's an Oscar contention somewhere, or if there's contention at the SAG, at the Brit Awards, at the Golden Globes, give it a Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst. They deserve it. They deserve the nods. They really do. Roofman, 10 out of 10. Really enjoyed it. Let's see. After the Hunt, we're not. I'm not gonna. That's too serious of a movie. I didn't even see it anyway. Kiss of the Spider Woman. Still have yet to see that. Excuse me. Artist Equity. Artist Equity. Isn't that Ben Affleck's company? That's crazy. House of Dynamite. I'm actually gonna watch that. I got a review for that coming up, so I'm definitely gonna watch that. It's on Netflix. The Woman in Cabin 10. Don't know what that is. Vicious. Don't know what that is. If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. What on earth is that? Fairyland. What is this? Sofia Coppola. What is this? Based on a memoir. Okay. Seems sad. Soul on Fire. Never seen that. Death Stalker. Never seen that. Re-Election. What is that? The Family McMullen. Oh, here we go. The next one you called it, Logan. Black Phone 2. Oh boy. Where do I start? So, to the people who called this mid and said the first movie's better, I'd like to paint a picture for you for a second. How could you top an incredible, intense horror movie? Make it 10 times more intense and put it in the snow. That's all you needed to do. You made the grabber a ghost. You made him a supernatural entity. And that is super creative. It seems like when Jason died in Friday the 13th and they made him a kind of a spiritual entity, same with Freddy Krueger, but they kind of homaged it really well. Specifically the latter, Nightmare on Elm Street. They did a really good job homaging it, to me at least. It felt like yeah, a grabber origin story, 100% would have done numbers, but here's where I'm going to go with this. The payoff is going to be a combination of an origin story, and like we get him in the camp, we get him walking out and about, because we only get it via images and brief dialogue. We're going to get an origin story in the third movie. It's almost inevitable. And maybe Finney's going to be like in college, and he's going to be like, oh my God, he's back. Or he goes after Gwen. Because that's where it's going to go. I don't know. But we are going to get an origin story. I just know it's inevitable. They're going to make a third one, so it better be the origin story or I'm going to be sad. Or just really heavily disappointed. But I think for Black Phone 2, people didn't give it enough credit. You somehow took a great story that's based off almost real things that happened in the 1970s and you made it 10 times scarier in the 80s and in the freaking Appalachian Mountains. Cinema. And I think that people underestimated how scary this movie was going to be. And I honestly really did enjoy it, and as it's something based off a book by Stephen King's son Joe Hill. Um, I mean, like, there's no other horror movie like it. It's one of my personal favorite movies of the year, and I think, and this is a hot take. What was his name again? Mason Thames. Mason Thames. In 10 years, he's going to be an Oscar contender. Watch. Within 10 years, he might be an Oscar contender. If he gets it earlier, I'd be so happy. 10 out of 10. Black Phone 2. Cinema. If you don't like it, that's fine. I personally enjoyed it. I felt intense. The whole movie has this eerie vibe that, yeah, the pacing's slow, but I think that's what's supposed to be. You're supposed to get a slow burn for movies like this. So, yeah. The payoff was kind of worth it for me. I'm just waiting for where it's going to end with the origin story. Next, we got Good Fortune. Good Fortune. Need I say anything? Funny, entertaining. Seth Rogen's in it doing some really serious dramatic work. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate your opinion. I think Good Fortune is also a contender for one of my favorite comedies of the year. I think it's one of the funniest movies I've ever watched. I don't think I sat 5-10 minutes being silent. I don't think that's possible. Or maybe even 15 minutes at the most. This movie is hysterical. It is one of the funniest movies I've ever watched. People aren't going to give credit where it's due, but give some flowers to Keke Palmer. She did her thing. Aziz Ansari, you are an incredible screenwriter. You deserve some flowers. I am also going to go ahead. I'm awarded 10 out of 10s today. People need to watch this just for the fact that it gives some sentimental values. Pun intended, because there's an actual movie called Sentimental Values. But it's an emotional movie for someone who's probably went through the same situation that forgot the main character's name. I know Aziz Ansari's in the movie, but his character goes through a lot. And a lot of people could probably relate with that. And that's why I'm like, I feel like it is a well-deserved dramedy in a sense, but it is a comedy. I could see where the humor comes from, and Keanu Reeves is just hysterical. It's Keanu Reeves. Everybody loves him. So 10 out of 10. Good Fortune. Go watch it. Please, by all means, please go watch it. It's an entertaining masterpiece. I've never seen anything like it before. It's truly amazing. Next, we have Frankenstein. We're going to watch that. Got to watch that. I have to watch that. I think it's on Netflix, I think, this week. I don't know. I think it's this week. The Twits. What is The Twits? What is this? Oh, it's a Roald Dahl book. And it's on Netflix. Who are they? Wait, Natalie Portman's in it. Oh, maybe I'll watch it now. Okay. David Byrne does music? Okay. The reviews are kind of mid. Americanized Roald Dahl is gruesome in all the wrong ways. What does that mean? Yikes. Blue Moon. I think this is a movie about the guy who wrote. I think a colleague for. What is this? On the opening night of Oklahoma, Lorenz Hart. Okay, yeah, okay. So this is the movie about Lorenz Hart. The Mastermind. I don't know what that is. The Astronaut. I don't know what that is. The Wilderness. Truth and Treason. F My Son. Great name for a movie. Hedda. I have heard Oscar hype for that movie. You gotta watch that. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Springsteen Delivered Me From Nowhere. I haven't heard that one was great. Regretting You, I heard that one was garbage. Apparently, I don't know. This is what I'd be hearing. I'm trying to see if there's anything else within October. I think I went through every other movie. I think I have one more movie to talk about. Wow, I'm kind of breezing through this. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to end it with this one. Begonia. You know, Yorgos Lanthimos. You disappointed me. To anyone who thought this was going to be a dark comedy, they definitely got the dark thing correct. Did it feel funny? The ending was funny. Some lines are kind of funny. Some moments were kind of funny. But this is a dark dramedy. Tragic comedy. But nothing, and I mean nothing, could withstand me from how bad shit crazy this movie went. This is a movie that misled the marketing to a T. From the trailers, you expected Emma Stone to be the show stealer, but she is nowhere close to the show stealer for this movie. Jesse Plemons is nowhere close to the show stealer to this movie. Both of them did a great job. And also, Alicia Silverstone didn't even know she was in the movie until the end credits. Didn't even know she was in it. Is until I saw Stavros Halkias. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Let me check that real quick. Stand-up comedian, writer, actor. Oh, he's a stand-up guy. Good for him. I saw that he has ADHD, right? He's from Greek immigrant parents. So, actually, I'm going to do something real quick. I gotta make sure I do my sources. I'm trying to see here. Pretty sure that the guy in this movie is autistic. Yeah, Stavros Halkias is autistic, right? And as someone with ADHD myself, I saw some representation immediately within this movie. And from that representation, also someone being half Greek, well done. Well done. If anyone deserves any Oscar hype, it is Stavros Halkias. He deserves the Oscar hype. I don't care what anybody tells me. He deserves it. Will Tracy wrote a decent script at first. Actually, scratch that. He wrote a great second half and a horrendous first half. A first half that was mostly exposition to what we were sort of going to get to begin with. But the dialogue in the first half of the movie is underwhelming, and the second half of the movie is actually well written, which makes zero sense at all. Again, ending was funny. Direction was okay at best. There's a name connected to this movie that I was not happy to see. Ari Aster. And if you know me personally, if you don't, I'm going to tell you now. Not crazy about Ari Aster. Not a big fan of his work. Haven't seen Eddington. Probably going to watch it. But not an Ari Aster guy. Never was. I never personally cared for him. So, it has come to my attention he was a producer to this movie. Why on earth did you pick up the script to that movie? Why on earth did you pick up the script to that movie and look at it and go, yeah, I'll be a part of it? So, yeah, this was a huge disappointment. This could have been really funny. This could have been really good. The ending was insane, and I actually really did enjoy it, and I understand why it was the way it was. Yeah, see, they didn't even make it sci-fi. It's absurdist black comedy. See, they already changed it. And it's a remake of what I've heard is a very funny movie. And I've yet to watch the original version of it, but I'm probably going to have to watch it after this, because the fact that he's connected to it is insane. Anything Ari Aster touches turns to poop. And here's the crazy part. It is extremely overhyped. If you love this movie, I genuinely want to know what you love about this. I'm so curious. If Stavros Halkias is the best part to the movie, like I think personally, then we can agree on that. We cannot agree that Emma Stone's winning an Oscar for this. We cannot. We are not on the same field. Did she deserve to win the Oscar for Poor Things? Absolutely not. She did not. There were so many other people. But I personally find Emma Stone a bit overrated. I'm just going to go out and say it. She could be entertaining. She's just not my personal favorite actress in Hollywood. Jesse Plemons was entertaining, but he doesn't deserve to be an Oscar contender, but he's probably gonna, considering he went all out for this role. So I feel like he could be in that last minute spot next to like Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme and the three obvious people that are going to be nominated. But I feel like this was just a disappointment. But excuse me, Stavros Halkias deserves some Oscar contention for his acting, for how well he fit into this movie, and I think that Yorgos gave him a good script. Everyone else's script was just mid, or well, not him, well, really, Will Tracy, but yeah, bummer first half, great second half, great ending. Really loved it. Was not surprised at all, really, but it was just all around entertaining regardless. Does have a good amount of shock value at around the last quarter of the movie. Is some decent amount of shock value. If you get nauseous, you're probably gonna hate the movie. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Maybe a lot. I don't know. But Yorgos makes some weird movies. I will say that. Yorgos Lanthimos does make some odd movies. And Poor Things was a great movie. It's just there's some stuff that like doesn't need to be in it, and it made it way too long. Could have been at least 2 hours, but or maybe like an hour 50. But gotta build the storytelling. Gotta put some storytelling. And yeah, Begonia was just a heavy disappointment, and it's not one of my favorite movies of the year. And it was just, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. It's just mid. It's mostly mediocre. It's nothing to write home about. It's just they really led you to believe this was going to be funny, and people are going to find it funny. And that's the sad part. This is not funny. Oh, not so hot take. Woody's the best. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I don't like that people have an opinion of saying, "Oh, Begonia is the best movie of the year." I actually will stand on a mountain and say that one battle after another is more entertaining than that, and it was just as funny as this movie. And that had more story, that had more world building, that had more character building. The pacing was a lot better. The camera work in Begonia might be a tiny bit worse, but I still think it's kind of equal. The direction's better in that movie, and the writing's a lot better in that movie. I just all around love that movie more than this. Like, this was just a disappointment. Heavy disappointment. And maybe if you want a separate review of it, I'll go more in depth of why I don't like this movie. I can make an unpopular opinion about some of the movies this year, and I could go and really, like, all out. But I think I'm going to end the stream here. These are all the movies I was able to catch from September to October. I'm going to do a whole stream for November, and I'm going to do one for December when we get into the new year. Because, I don't know. Thank you guys for being in the stream. This was a lot to unpack. I needed to get these off my chest. And, yeah, this was just we got a lot of good movies, a lot of good Oscar contenders, but some of these movies that are hyped are complete BS. They're not good. Like Tron Ares, Disney just wanted to make a movie because they felt corporate, and Begonia is just a disappointment. Yorgos, do not hire Ari Aster ever again. Stop getting him involved in crap like this. Stop it. And maybe I'll do a video on why I don't like Ari Aster, because I feel like we should get one. Love you too, Logan. Anyway, I'm going to head out. Thank you guys for being in the stream. Make sure to make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications whenever I make a review. I might just do these separately. I got to get consistent. I got a lot of movies to catch up on. I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces. Jesus. Ari Aster has to stop making movies. All right, I'm out of here.